Jeopardy signaling. What the heck is that, Dr. Donna? We about to find out. You got an untrained brain, and that's that survival comfort brain that you were born with. And then you work towards a trained brain. So all of this stuff that currently might be impacting you will not impact you long term. Let's get into social jeopardy signaling. I am Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers. See, this is bothering the shit out of me. And it's because I got OCD. So I'm going to be looking this way. Okay. At any rate, that's not right either. Ooh, this is bothering me. Okay. Good morning, Daisy. Good morning, everybody. So what I have found in my 15 months of studying the brain is that the brain isn't complicated. It's intricate. It's interesting. It's fascinating. It really is. And the more you study it, the more you just go, damn, you mean to tell me the brain can, You mean to tell me the, And what I'm finding is that all of the untrainedness, all of the negativityness, all of the bad stuff is magnified and it is used all day long. And the things that make us bad mofos, that teach us to be excellent, are sparingly presented, if ever. Because the brain, and this, I found this out last week and it almost broke my heart. The brain isn't wired for excellence. It's just wired for survival. That's it. It's wired for survival and safety and repetition. And I know, clutch your real leader pearls, Lacey. It's not. It's wired, hardwired for survival. And what has happened over time is people have wired it for successful, but not excellentful. It isn't wired for that because that actually takes neuro strength. It takes neuro reps. That's why I have my Please Use It shirt on today. My long sleeve one. This is the one I use for my daughter's business, but it's cold as hell in Las Vegas. Temperature done dropped because it's February. So it's 30-something degrees outside. Hopefully I don't have a hot flash, but we'll find out. So it's not even wired for excellence. The best you could do, well, not now because I'm here, is successful. But excellence ain't even on the brain menu. If you went to the brain restaurant, you say, yeah, so it's time. I think I'm going to have some excellence. No, not wired for it. Not wired for it at all. That means best in everything that you do, not just in a couple things. Because not everybody, a lot of people got some successes in their life, but not some excellent statistics. Excellent is just like awe-inspiring. It's like otherworldly. It's like, woo, look what I did. My amazing child with 3 mental illnesses has been in business for over 5 years. She has over 1,250 5-star reviews and 2,600 completed projects across 3 different platforms. And when she was 18 and she was first starting out, nowhere in the hell could you have been like, so in 5 years, you go. I said, bullshit, she might not make it to the end of 2021. This one right here, oh, we got a long way to go and a long way to get there. The brain is amazing. The brain is amazing. It's so amazing. And let me tell you, in my life, I have never lived with another adult who is equally competent as me in the household. I mean, for the first time in like 5 years, for the last month and a half, maybe about the last month or so, we've both been able to come home from her appointments and she's been able to help with dinner, y'all. Sometimes she's been able to cook the whole meal. So guess what I get to do? Rest. I don't have to come home after doing all that with her and then cook too, because she can cook now too. And it's good. She can now do everything in the household that she can run the household. If I become incapacitated, she can take it over. Some people married to another grown person and they can't take the household over. That's what real leadership does. That's when you got 2 people in the household working on neutral, emotional baseline and excellence. You got 2 sets of 86 billion neurons. 2 sets. Yesterday we were putting the closet together, and as always, IKEA sends the wrong fucking sheet, and now we playing Dr. Donna math, figure out where the fuck these drawers and shelves go. And my own amazing child said, I was making a face, and she noticed it. Number 1, Be observant. She noticed it. And then she said, you might as well just talk about how you feel about them messing it up. Because I see it. You noticed it? Miracle. And she was correct. Because I'm counting and recounting this wrong. They sent the whole wrong number planogram for PAX instead of for the Ardvol, whatever, Adderall, whatever shit name Adderall, but it's something. Wrong whole thing. I'm over here, 10 drawers, 7 shelves, got to be evenly spaced and all of that. But she noticed that. And that's not something she would have been able to do 6 months ago. Damn near not 5 years ago. Damn well not 5 years ago. Wasn't going to happen. But when you have somebody, another adult, working on their brain and mastering their brain, life becomes better. That's where the magic happens. That's what they said on Cribs back in the day. But it is this experience that I've never in my life being around adults, because I started having to raise myself at 11. So ain't no ever, never, 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 never equal freaking miracle or a brainicle. That's why you got to study the brain, master the brain, and teach others how to do the same. So the people in the world will forever be changed. Once you know how this mechanism works, you're going to start working better in your day-to-day life. Every day you're going to be badass when you start using this mechanism as it was designed to be used and not how we programmed it from the beginning. We were in survival mode way many years ago. And we still in survival mode. We still in survival mode with a little bit of success. I have a corporate job, I had a corporate job, and they are some of the worst savages you ever wanted to see in your life. They will step on your neck, kick you down, and then say, why ain't you performing better? Bitch, you just stepped on my neck for like a year. And now you want me to tell me to stand up straight. How? I'm in traction. I got beyond whiplash. Fighting for promotions. In the family, fighting for position. So the matriarch could tell you the best. Picking. Everywhere. Couples. Supposed to be friend groups. Competing with each other. Who got the best? Our kids is better. We in soccer. We in everywhere you go. It's the survivalness. That's just sitting there. Why? Why? Why can't everybody in the group be badass in their own way? Why? Why can there only be one alpha? Because that's survival of the tribe, right? The alpha male. And that's what's happening. So let's look at this social jeopardy signaling that's taking place, that's stopping you. Everywhere you go, you got a doggone stop sign. Good morning, Jared. Stop. No, don't. You're doing a tick like back in the day. We used to do that. That's what's happening all day long. You can't even flow like water. You ain't doing this. It's impossible. Because you have a bunch of adults in your life not using their brain, trying to survive. And that's no bueno. And that's why we stopping that. So here's the simple definition. And let's just be clear. I asked Chat this question and Chat said to me yesterday, Dr. Donna, this is powerful. Thank you, Chat. You just named something most adults feel, but don't have the language for. You feel it, but you like something. I just can't put my finger on this, but something ain't right. I'm going to tell you what it is. Social jeopardy signaling. What is it? Here's a simple, digestible definition. Social jeopardy signaling is when your brain detects a possible threat to the following: belonging, approval, status, acceptance, and identity. What? You and your amazing brain detect a possible threat. Like you playing spades, a possible. I got 10, I got 9 and a possible. We're going to run to Boston. It's a possible. It's possible. Belonging. Approval. What are they going to say? What are they going to think? Oh. Status. I am the one in my family with 3 degrees. Everybody else is a dummy. But damn, I ain't even got my GED. Fuck, this is going to be a problem. Acceptance. by someone or some group, society, in general, or identity. They're going to find out. Oh, they're going to find out I got alopecia. They're going to find out I got a missing tooth. I got to go get my bridge tomorrow. Oh, shit. They're going to find out my identity, my real identity. It's no brainer. Even when, and this is the part that you know is happening in the brain, there's no physical danger. No physical danger, because that's what the survival brain was for. Physical danger. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my, coming to attack you. So many things could take you out way back then. But there's no physical danger. So your brain treats social exclusion like survival danger. What? You got to be kidding me. So social jeopardizing or jeopardy signaling. So you're going to get excluded from the group. And your brain thinks somebody about to slap the shit out of you. Your brain thinks a saber-tooth tiger got you cornered. A bear. Because you going to get excluded from belonging, from the approval, blessing off on you. Hallelujah. Your status. You ain't going to be accepted no more. That's why can't nobody come out the closet. That's why it took me 50 fucking years to come out as a nerd. Because people weren't going to accept me being a fucking genius. And your identity. Your identity. I'm a nerd. And I'm okay with that. I am. That's why I started wearing brain t-shirts. Before I wouldn't. I dress really nice when it's time to get dressed. I'm like that. Please believe it. But I was. Now, I never wore graphic tees. Never. Every now and then, I saw a little cute little V-neck somewhere. But I might have a shirt with a pineapple on it or some shit like that. But you ain't going to get me with a whole sentence on my clothes until now. And now, I got a brain hoodie. I walk, when it's cold, I put my brain hoodie on. And I got 3 long sleeve shirts and a bunch of short sleeve t-shirts. Sure do. Got a brain t-shirt on. This is my uniform. Steve Jobs had Issey Miyake black mock turtlenecks, Levi's and New Balance. And mine is a brain t-shirt. So your brain treats social exclusion like survival. That's why I had to stop talking to my immediate family, because I stopped talking to them November 8th, 2021. And I started going live November 4th of 2023. And then I started talking about the brain November of 2024, because I had to work through all that toxic ass shit. So what ain't you accessing? Because of social jeopardy signaling. What ain't you doing? Because you trying to belong. We belong together. What you ain't accessing? Because you want some approval. I wanted approval from my Uncle Jerry that I never got, because he was the man. He was the richest person in the family, had the most degrees, the smartest person in the family. And when I passed his ass, he stopped talking to me. He didn't say, "Good job, Doc. That's why we paved the way for you." No. Status. We had to run everything for approval past my grandfather, Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, to see if Daddy approved. Is what Mama said. Well, we got to call Daddy. We got to call Daddy. Daddy had a high school diploma. The fuck is we calling him for? How is he going to tell me how to be an officer in the Army? He was enlisted in World War II. What the fuck is it? Why am I showing him my OER? Okay, cool. Here you go. For approval. Status. My mother. My doctor got it. My daughter got a doctorate. You want to know why I think it is coming to me right now, why she didn't want me to leave my corporate job? Because it's status. So she can say, yeah, my daughter working for Frito-Lay. Managed the whole thing. It was status for her, not for me. Even though that shit was killing me, it didn't matter. Acceptance. Who do you want to be accepted by? Who? It's bothering me. Who do you want to be accepted by? When you're getting the wigs, you got to break them in. If y'all didn't know that. Take them in for them to fit your head. Who you want to be accepted by? And then your identity. Who is the real you? Because the real you is in your prefrontal cortex. So I'm going to ask y'all this and be honest. So because historically, being removed from the group meant death. So if you're not with the tribe and you out there by yourself, saber-tooth tiger coming to get you. The elements, another crew could come and get you. So that's why you had to stay with the tribe, because that meant, hey, we got crews now. We got gangs now. We do. I was part of a gang. We wore salmon pink and apple green. The originators. The Army is a gang. Frito-Lay is a gang. Bring some Coca-Cola products into a Frito-Lay PepsiCo meeting. Your ass will get beat, fired. Somebody mistakenly brought some Minute Maid orange juice to an off-site. They were like, who the fuck brought this shit in here? We are a Tropicana, bitch. Get this shit out of this meeting right now. The fuck? You know what company you work for? I used to like Jay's Flamin' Hot corn chips and Jay's chips. It's a regional brand. And when I worked at Frito-Lay, one time we were at the grocery store. She said, why can't we have Pringles? I said, because of self-preservation. Put the motherfucking Pringles back. But one day, I was mad as hell. So I left work and I got me some damn Jay's potato chips and I ate them in a parking lot at the job. Fuck y'all. And ate my Jay's potato chips. That was my form of rebellion. I didn't throw that bag in the damn garbage at the job. But at minimum, I was rebelling. Fuck y'all. And for years after I left, I said, you better not buy a motherfucking Dorito. You better buy something else. Buy store brand, damn it. Deep sense of abandonment and rejection. So the brain still monitors, am I safe in this group? When I got ready to leave church, oh my goodness, people act like I had committed a crime. After 26 years of going to churches, Baptist, Episcopalian, Kojic, all of it, I said, I'm done with organized religion. I had a conversation when I was the strategic advisor at the Urban Chamber with a pastor. I forgot the man's name. I probably did it on purpose. And he went into all this rigmarole of why I needed to be under somebody's covering. I said, I'm already under somebody's covering. God, didn't Jesus die for my sins on the cross? Who didn't cover me if that blood didn't cover me? You got some different covering? Do you have some different covering? Because I got that covering too. I did John 3:16. I got baptized when I was 11. The fuck is you talking about? I got to be at the church. Why? Why? For what? And he couldn't tell me. I had been at church. I had so many church notebooks. I just threw them away because I went every Sunday and on most days Bible study, especially when I was in the Army. And for me, personally, I couldn't apply that shit. Sunday, Monday, I'm looking for some stuff. I'm like, let me go back on Wednesday, Tuesday. What the hell? This shit ain't applicable. And the problem that I have with churches is you can't elevate. Everybody's still at the same level. Now, the only way you can elevate is if you become a deacon, a deaconess, the nurses catching people when they got the spirit. But ain't no measurement. So how you measurement? Everybody, you're just a babe in Christ. Well, who the hell ain't a babe in Christ? Where the teenagers at in Christ? Where the adults in Christ? What room are they in? Because Bible study is broken down and vacation Bible school, all that shit is by age. So I was over there with the old heads. I'm in there with the 60-year-olds. They're like, baby, what you doing over here? Because y'all got to know something. I know what them, they know. I'm 20, they 20. I'm coming over here with y'all. So that's why I left. Because I'm like, I read the Bible from front to cover several times. And the math ain't mathing. We just keep talking about this same old stuff. You a sin, you a sinner, saved by grace and mercy. Okay. Well, what about that? It was so bad. My daughter went to church for 7 years with my mother. And finally she started reading the Bible on her own and she's doing it now. And I'm not telling you what the religion to be in. But she literally read Job when she was reading the Bible on her own through the Bible app. And she kept coming to me and saying, I thought he was getting double for his trouble. I said, he is. She read it. And then she got all the way to chapter 42, verse 6. And that one sentence. And then he was received double for his trouble. Don't nobody talk about the other 41 chapters. It was 41 chapters of all that shit happening to him. I'm going to get a Job blessing. Not till you sit your ass down for 41 chapters and get that Job curse first. How you going to get a blessing when your ass, all his shit was taken from him? He almost died and he still wouldn't curse God. Did y'all forget about that part? Because this verse is chapter 42. That's where it's at. So I got sick of the hypocriticalness and I left. And I haven't been back and I'm not coming back. I take that back. I had two friends. I went to a sober night at a church because I'd sent somebody to Al-Anon and she wanted me to go to a meeting. And so I went there, and then I was doing business with somebody and she wanted me to go to church with her. And so I went to a mega church and that was it. Since I've been 15 years of me being in Las Vegas. And my mother for Christmas fell on a Sunday one year, twice with her. But I don't belong to a church. I stopped talking to a friend that I was in the army with because he kept telling me, I stayed long. Kept telling me, you need covering, you need covering, you need covering. From who? From who? Who? Why am I not covered? Why are y'all assuming I'm not covered? Based upon what? So I left. I left the army. You ain't supposed to leave, supposed to do 20. No, I'm out. I left Frito Lay. You leaving that good corporate job? Hell yeah. I left the sorority. How are we going to be in here talking about sisterhood and we trying to figure out how to take out the old school sorors so one of our young school sorors can be the bachelors? The fuck? No. I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. This ain't no sisterhood. It's a gang. I said it. So yeah, I'm going to leave. And I don't give a fuck if you say I don't belong. You're right. I don't. Let's be clear about that. I left on my own doggone terms. But now I'm posing the question to you. What you still stand a part of? Trying to belong and get approval and status and acceptance and identity. Answer me in the chat right now. Which one you doing? And don't lie and say you're not. You are. You are. You trying to belong. You need some approval. You want some status. You want some acceptance. You want some identity. I made it as far as I could in corporate America because I wasn't about to turn into a Pepsi Pretty, a sycophant, or coffee with cream. When they told me I had to take the doctor off of my signature block in my email because it was making people uncomfortable. It was making the white boys uncomfortable. I knew my days were numbered. Bitch, I worked very hard to become Dr. Donna, and I did my dissertation on this raggedy ass company. So yeah, I'm going to remove it, but I'm going to remove me. I'm going to take me and my name from this motherfucker. I knew that day Larry Lighthizer told me that's making people uncomfortable. What people? Because the African Americans and the employees was very proud of it. And the other women. So who's uncomfortable, Larry? Oh, y'all. The old boys is uncomfortable with it. Thank you. Thank you for making it an easier decision for me to leave. Well, you're making them uncomfortable with your status. Y'all motherfuckers got boats and big ass houses and vacation houses and shit that we got to come to during the holiday season. And my doctorate is making some people uncomfortable. Me pulling up in the woo is making, because you can see it. So you think because the employees can't see y'all shit, we employees too. We got to sit in your motherfucking 5,000 square foot house and have dinner. You think that's motivating me? Is that what you think? No. In a mental relationship with a friend with no communication from her at all. My job, I walked away from that bitch. Sure did, without a plan. That's the first time I said, you know what? I'm going to figure this shit out when I leave. I'm going to figure this out. I was so stressed out, I couldn't even think what is going to be my next move. Couldn't even think straight. People trying to talk me into staying. Well, if you just take whatever the fucking pill is, the Percocet, whatever the fuck it is, they was trying to prescribe that to me. I said, do you know my family is drug addicts and alcoholics? No, I'm not taking. So I was in the whole army and never had no panic attacks or nothing. And people could die. And I'm at a place where it ain't even a real food group. And you think I'm about to over-medicate myself for some chips on a truck? You have lost every piece of neuron in your brain. You crazy as hell. I can find another job. I can do something else. I'm not about to die for some fucking potato chips. I tell you what I ain't gonna die for. Not gonna happen. So what's your answer? Huh? Social Jeopardy signaling. You gonna get ostracized from the tribe, and it works because we're hardwired for that. You're not gonna die. I done walked away from a bunch of shit. I'm still here. I ain't gonna die. Well, if you out there on your own, you out there, I ain't on my own. I got monostates PA trays, bitch. This still. I got more training now than I ever had in my whole life. I can talk my way into and out of a bunch of shit. And use my words first. And then I got 7 levels after that. So, social jeopardy signaling. And here's what I'll say, and I'm God willing, I'm going to celebrate my 53rd birthday on May 10th. All them threats and shit, and that fear mongering, I'm still here. And it wasn't true. It wasn't true. It absolutely wasn't true. But that's how you keep everybody together. That's how you keep everybody together. We need each other. We got to stay here. We better together. It's power in numbers. No, it ain't. John Wick kick a bunch of motherfuckers' ass by himself. He ain't got no numbers. Rambo didn't have no numbers. Just watched something the other day. I forgot what it was. Beekeeper. Jason Statham didn't have no numbers with him. He had skill set. He had a special set of skills. He was able to do what he needed to do. To go avenge Felicia Richard's people that took that money from that charity. I see the dots. What y'all got this morning? Be honest. Be honest. That belonging shit. You belong in an excellent state. We're going to start talking about you need to approve of your own self. Yeah, the dentist is tomorrow. It's not today. It's tomorrow. Thank you and good morning. So that Jeopardy. What you sitting in right now? Because of that. People was trying to get me to stay married. Except that man just cheat. Fuck that. I told this motherfucker don't cheat. That was a verbal contract. I'm not sticking around for that shit. He breached the contract. When people breach the contract, you go to court and settle. That's what happened. I'm almost standing alone. And it's not, and thank you for that, Daisy. You do belong in an excellent state. A few family members, guess I'm overcompensating for not telling them anything now. Everybody got 86 billion neurons. And I told y'all, for every contact in your phone, every person you following on social media, in theory, you following and contacting 86 billion neurons. So remember that old TikTok song? It's not giving what it was supposed to have gave. I want my money back. Okay. Are they giving live? They say giving live. The queen say giving live. Are they giving neurons? Are they giving 86 billion neurons? And if not, bye. You bringing your 86 billion neurons with you? No? Okay, I'm good. Are we sharing mine? No, we're not. No, we're not sharing our, no. We're not sharing mine because you just got to do the work because you're wired for survival. You need to do neural reps, and that's what Nola and I agreed. Any new people coming in our lives are going to be real leaders, or they can kick motherfucking rocks. That's the technical term. Bye. Because you're going to cause problems at some point. You're going to be trying to borrow our PFC, borrow our neural pathways that we already created. The alphas on the damn podcast, the podcasts are talking about, oh, she bringing it to the table. What she bringing to the table? I'm bringing 86 billion neurons. Fuck a table. Always showing up for everyone and they ain't showing up for you. They got 86 billion neurons too. So here are the brain regions involved. The amygdala is threat detection. I'm not going to be able to throw my pinky up no more. Yes, I can. I'm not, but I can. There's a friend that I keep trying to explain her bad behavior to and why people don't like it. Stop. Social judgment theory and identity protection is not going to work. Stop. Don't waste another breath. Use your breath to blow up a balloon. Stop. It's not going to work. Not going to happen. The dorsal ACC is social pain plus conflict monitor. Ooh, the group ain't going to like me no more. The VACC and the SGACC Emotional tone baseline. That shit is low, 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 low. The insula is internal discomfort. What am I going to do now? I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. I think I'll take a peaceful nap. I think I'll have a quiet dinner. I think I'll just woosah. The ventral medial prefrontal cortex is safety reappraisal. Is it safe to leave? It took me 48 years and 360 days to stop actually fucking with my mama. It's a long damn time. That's thousands and thousands and thousands of days. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, best decision of my life. Best decision of my life. Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is cognitive override plus regulation. So the key player in social Jeopardy, if you're wondering, is that dorsal ACC. It lights up for social rejection the same way it does for physical pain. So just like telling the truth has the insula registering it as physical pain, the dorsal ACC is saying, they go, I'll never be kicked out of grave. How many times have you seen it on a movie? Mean Girls ostracized the one girl. But they won't be my friends anymore, Mom. You don't understand. You understand. They're the cool kids. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well. So here is what social jeopardy signaling looks like in an untrained brain. Over-explaining yourself. They had me programmed for that shit, especially when I was working in my corporate job. Why, Donna? But why? And now I'm over here explaining why a motherfucker need to do their job that they signed up for. Changing your opinions to fit in. I don't drink. I tell people. I have told people I come from a long line of druggies and alcoholics. That's why I don't drink. End of discussion. Sometimes they end up telling me about an addict or alcoholic in their family. And I tell them about Al-Anon. Because Al-Anon is nothing but for friends and families of people who struggle with addiction. Go over there. Because you need recovery too. Laughing when you disagree. This is giving the why behind the what. Yes, ma'am. When you disagree. No. I will tell you I disagree with you. I have no problem saying that. And I have no problem giving you, as they say, it's a very technical term, receipts on why I disagree. That's why I don't do anything without a why and a strategy. And I can't update new strategies. I do it all the time. But you're not going to get me to start laughing when I disagree. Yesterday or 2 days ago on one of these lives, somebody said something about black people. And I said, where are some black people? You know some black people? You know, here's my bowl. You know some black people? I had never seen no black people before. I've never. Now, they say that there are some. And we used to call Darren down the street 11:59 because we said he was black as midnight. But he ain't even this dark. Then the person didn't know what to do. Then the person told me, I said I'm African American. And the person told me, you American. And I said, then I must be North American. Then we didn't hear back from Matt anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to disagree because I got new information. I have my DNA in my phone from Ancestry. Breaks it down percentage-wise. 34% Nigerian. And then a bunch of other stuff added in between. 21% European. Of various different sorts. That's where the Levi Thomas comes in at. Levi liked the blackberry cobbler. He sure did. Okay. Staying quiet when you should speak. Never been good at that. Never been good at staying quiet when you should speak. Sometimes I've spoken up on other people's behalf only to not have them behind me when I'm speaking up for them. Hiding some... Where the fuck did you... Oh, I thought we was charging up the hill together. Okay, cool. Got it. This is a good one, Monique, if you're on here. Feeling anxious after posting online. In our L365, just for those of you who are striving to be excellent, wait for this. You have 365 days of posting videos in various different categories. Turnaround risk, turnaround challenge, poll questions. You got to make your video and post it on your social media platform. For 365 days. 365 days. You ain't gonna have no more problems after that. You're gonna be a posting mofo. Yes, you are. So anxious. That's why I got so much content. Because every time I posted something, I got some negative feedback from the people around me. And then no feedback online because it'll get 2 likes, 3 likes. I got a video I just posted yesterday, a live for appeasing. Put it on YouTube, 1 view. But I didn't put it on YouTube for a view. I put it on YouTube because that's where the resources are and people will watch it in the future. So that posting, 16,100 Instagram posts, because you got to post, it got to be Instagram filtered pretty. And none of my doggone 16,100 posts on Instagram are Instagram pretty. They're not Instagrammable. They're not in the moment with me like, look at my outfit. Selfie die. I got so mad at one point that I have a graphography page in Pixar. Faceography is what it is actually called. So when selfies were a thing, the Kardashians made it a thing. I made hundreds of selfies that don't look like selfies. I use graphics and my face is doing all kind of stuff. And that's why that page is there, because I was actually rebelling against this whole notion of perfection. I'll put a Snapchat lens on anything to not have it be an actual selfie. So feeling anxious after posting online. Ruminating. Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Oh no, I'm getting kicked out of the group. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I apologize. And avoiding, this is the big one. This is why. And if I have some alpha males on the live, this one is for you. Because you can't gaslight me and say, that's why don't nobody want to date you. Oh no, I got that good. They want to date me. Okay, yes. Let's be clear about that shit. Okay? I had motherfuckers in college yelling out at my door, Donna! I'm sorry! Donna! Leonard, go. No, it's over. Get the fuck away. Okay? So, avoiding excellence to stay relatable. My mother and my sister told me how to do the pickle jar. Honey, can you open that for me? You too masculine. Quit acting like a man. Why don't a man just keep acting like a man? Why me opening up shit? Why? Because my uncle taught me how to work on a fucking car. Do I gotta act like I don't know how to put a fucking quarter in the tread to see how fucking much tread is on the tires to buy some new tires? Why I can't act like that? Why I can't sit in his car and say, you know what, you need some shocks and some struts. This motherfucker is bouncing like nobody's business. When the last time you got your oil changed? Your exhaust system. You can't pass a small check with this raggedy motherfucker. I don't get to say that. And when did something becomes man's work versus women's work? Who made that bullshit? Why? I have had many a nail tech. And for me, the men have done a better job on my nails and I ain't got to deal with all that chit-chat and shit. There are male nurses. My daughter is in a very masculine industry. And when we're at places and the other contractors show up, they start talking loud. Yeah, so what I can do. You know how many Airbnbs we did fully fucking decorated, furnished, picked the shit, curtains, beds, carpets, rugs, dishes, all kind of shit. She has 5 Airbnb clients. And I'm there. Where's mine? Okay, I was thinking about putting these curtains over here. What about that picture? Do you think this? We call it decor. It's home decor and carpentry put together. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I'm not going to not be excellence. And I was dumbing it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but too much, in my opinion. Makes no sense. And now it is. It makes no sense. My daughter's like that. She can get, because she's little, she can get in the little tiny ass spaces. And we were at an appointment and it was a tall guy. So he ended up putting up this reef over the garage because he was taller. He could reach. And he said, I hate being this big because when it's time, he was an electrician. So he said, when it's time to go in the attic, I can't get to what I need to get to. She can be inside of kids' furniture, putting together those new tent beds and all of the shit that they have to do with them slides and all of that now. So the best person for the job is the best person for the job. Period. People got biases against an African-American woman talking about leadership and the brain simultaneously together with the EDD, not a PhD. I don't give a fuck. I'm brilliant. Let that shit go. David slew Goliath. with 5 rocks and a motherfucking slingshot. I'm going by your system because your system says the protected pack group, this is how it has to be for our comfort level. Fuck your comfort level. You care about your comfort level? You always going to be comfortable with a dysregulated brain. That's what you want to be in this nice little comfort bubble. But we can't get to excellence being comfortable. I've been discomforted my whole life. My daddy pushed my mama down the stairs when she was 7 months pregnant with me because he didn't want another kid. I ain't even supposed to be here. My sister put sausage in my mouth at 6 months trying to suffocate me because she wanted to be her only child. Both Leslies was trying to take me out. I'm not supposed to be here, but I am. Shoot, 50 Cent talking about he got shot 9 times. I'm like, I couldn't get the age 1. I'm just trying to get the 1 year old. 1 year old. Oh no, got robbed in the house at gunpoint. Wasn't supposed to be here. So y'all think I give a fuck about a motherfucker calling me the N-word on the internet? Come on now. Pish posh. The point is you're avoiding excellence to stay in the tribe. I tried to stay in the tribe, and my daughter brought this to my attention. I know I'm going to go over today. It's okay. She brought this to my attention. I told y'all I grew up in the cut, and if Caramel Bunday was on here, she told y'all. She seconded that emotion. That was the cut. And what my daughter said was, I said, damn, life was so hard, so hard. She said, the reason why it was so hard for you in the hood was because you wouldn't do hood shit. So they made it harder for you. They was like, hey, you cute. You could be a sack chaser. I'm like, nah, I'm going to go cut this grass. I'm going to go rake these leaves and shovel this snow. I'm going to go on here and work at McDonald's 20 hours a week on the weekend. I'm going to go work at the movie theater. I'm going to go work at the Dairy Queen. I'm going to go work at the sub shop. And no, I'm not going to date a baller either. What the fuck? Hey, we about to go hit this lick. I'm good. I'm out. Drop me off. I can hop the freight is what we used to call it back in the day. I'm going to get on this bus. I always had me $1.30 in my pocket so I could get there and get back. If I needed $1.50 for the 10-cent transfer, I'm good. No, I got some money for the bus. I'm out. Yeah, I'm not going to be over where you live at. If you don't live by a bus route, I can't come see you. Once I start driving up, yep, got to go. I'm out. People who throw slurs and stuff think they are striking a nerve. Yeah, it ain't working. So, yeah, not doing that at all. I don't care about the group. Y'all can make me feel bad. I remember when I was in 7th grade, and damn it, Cedric, I was in the second academy class, which was 7200, and then 7226 was the actual academy class. So we had just enough smart kids in the school to make 2 academically sound classes, but the academy class was the pristine class. And so what happened when I first got to the middle school, they put me in 6200, went into 7200 because that's 7th grade, with the 200 was your classroom homeroom number. And so I got the notification. You too damn smart to be in 7200. You got to go to the academy class. So I went home and told my mother it was a Thursday. And I was like, my friends. She's like, fuck them. You don't need no damn friends. You getting your ass in that class on Monday night. And we ain't saying shit else about it. So the next day I go to class and Cedric comes and starts writing stuff on my back. I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm writing L7s on your back because you about to be a square. Then square I will be. And the rest, as they say, is history. But then when I was in the military, L7 meant squared away. So it was this full circle moment. I'm L7 drill sergeant, squared away, baby, squared away. So that's what we turned that into. But yeah, so people will try to keep you down. So I wouldn't have had a harder time if I had to just hit one of them licks. If I had went on here and did some fraud shit, then people wouldn't have made it more difficult for me because I would have been in that tribe. But I wouldn't have been an MP. I wouldn't have been able to do nothing because I probably would have had some shit on my record because I could have. If I did it, I was going to be the best. Trust and please believe me. No, I'm not doing that. So the entire time it was harder. Jared, you said you had to hide your books. I wasn't hiding my books. And that's why I had to pick up a bat and a tire iron and then put it back down. So here are some everyday examples. I know, thank God I didn't. Because that's why I called my grandmother when I was 11 years old. She went to Unity Baptist Church. I said, listen, I need to be baptized. We moved out the hood. My mama and my sister cut the food. I said, I'm going to need some Jesus up in here. I need some holy water because these do right. We're going to have problems. Somebody got to bless this house. 11 years old. I had to go to my baptizing classes with my cousin Kimmy. And I was like, okay, I got some Jesus. Long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Covered. So that's why when that damn pastor come talking to me at the urban chamber talking about I need some cover, motherfucker, I've been covered. Okay? You know how many times I almost died since I met you today? You out your mind? I know I'm covered. I don't need no blessed off. I've already been blessed off. You need no extra. It ain't like, well, you got it 2.0, blessing 3.0. That's not how that shit goes. No. Okay, so here's some everyday examples. You're in a meeting. You know the answer. This for a dysregulated brain. Your brain signals. If I say this, will they think I'm arrogant? Yeah. So the dorsal ACC registers possible exclusion. The amygdala adds threat energy. Don't do it. This is a problem. You better not say nothing. That left amygdala's like, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And so the insula signals discomfort. So then you stay quiet. And relief feels like safety. But it was never danger. When I moved back to Michigan because divorce sent me that way, I was the only. Mid-America region has 19 distribution centers, one in Cincinnati, Jared. And so it's 19 distribution centers. And so we had maybe 20 people in management. I was the only African American manager and the only African American female manager in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Michigan. Only one. And I was working on my doctorate at the time, and we would have offsites and people would go outside and smoke and lunch breaks and all of that. And I brought my homework with me, and I sat there. It wasn't a smooth transition. It took me 10 months before all of us got used to me being there, accustomed to it. And in that time, I did my homework. That's some bold ass shit. Everybody's talking, everybody's politicking and shit. I'm like, I know results by leeway. I'm going to go ahead and fix this raggedy ass distribution center y'all put me in and make these motherfuckers safe and make money. And I'm going to be working on my coursework. I'm not about to be participant. I hate Red Robin and Jimmy John's. I don't like it. I don't really do Applebee's. Darden restaurants aren't my thing. I will go and I will eat a small portion, but I'm kind of like Maestro's and the Captain's Grill and Ruth Chris and Jay Alexander's. I don't really do this right here. That's why people loved it when I was paying for lunch. Come on, we're going to a real restaurant. So yeah, your brain is saying they're going to think I'm arrogant. And so fucking what? So what? And why does this happen? Because the untrained brain equates social friction with survival threat. Friction is a good thing. You got to shine stuff. Sometimes if you want to rub two sticks together, you need friction to create a fire. You need that friction if you want something to be excitable. But the untrained brain sees that as a threat. So it lowers the standard. It softens the truth and it seeks conformity. Set and maintain high standards is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. I used to tell people I like my skirts and my heels high. So if you want to call me high maintenance, goodbye. I'm not lowering my standard for you. Raise your game. Work some overtime if you'd like to take me to dinner. I'm not going to a restaurant that I wouldn't take myself to or my daughter to. I'm not doing that. So because survival is not greater than excellence, but they believe it. They believe survival is more important than excellence. Okay, got it. If that were completely true, why is it that people praise those who went against the grain? Why are people still talking about Steve Jobs, rest in peace? Einstein, all these greats. You think in their time that people told Steve Jobs he couldn't make sure that a computer was in every home, even though there is a computer in every home now. He disrupted the whole music industry and the cellular phone industry and the computer software industry. He wouldn't go back. Read any Steve Jobs, but nobody wouldn't believe in him. He was a hippie and he stank. He stunk. He didn't take a bath a lot. And he dropped acid. The fuck does this hippie know? Apparently a lot. Everybody celebrates him, but nobody really thinks about what did he have to grow through. All of the ridicule and everything else, demanding the best out of people. Now everything, I got a Surface Pro, that shit was packaged just like my Mac Pro book way back in the day. Everybody is taking the ideas now. So yeah, that's what's happening in your untrained brain. So what's happening in social jeopardy in a trained brain? So in a trained brain, the signal still occurs, but it is interpreted differently. Let's unpack this. Instead of danger, it becomes data or data. No danger, just data. So the dorsal ACC detects tension. Sitting in a meeting, something ain't right. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex reappraises. Uncle Vinny says, hey, what's happening here? And then the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, Miss Darlene, selects an aligned action. The SGACC remains neutral. Don't go. I can't speak up. They're going to think I'm arrogant. So here's an everyday example. Same meeting. You know the answer. Signal comes. They're probably going to be upset about this. Somebody about to be mad. But a trained brain says, noted. And you go, and you speak clearly and calmly in that meeting. No emotion. Now y'all crazy as hell. Nuh-uh. No identity collapse. Here is what's actually going to take place. And no rumination. When I became a ZOM at Frito-Lay, we used to sit at the end of the year and do performance reviews of our direct reports. And there was a manager who did not want to give his direct report the right rating. We'd go 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, because they had two different, I forgot the two metrics we were measuring. And he wanted to give that person a 3.3. And he said it, and nobody said anything. And then I spoke up, because I used to work with that manager. I spoke up and said, that's not true. That person deserves a 4.4, and here's why. And then everybody else said something. And that person that was saying that was my former ZOM. So now I know how I got a low rating. But anyway, I spoke up because it was actually wrong. He just did not like that person, but he didn't sit down quarterly with that person and say, here's what you need to improve or anything else. He just kept waiting to the end of the year and sticking it to people because those numbers determined your bonus. Those numbers determined if you were going to be able to get promoted in the future. And so he just stuck it to you at the end of the year review, but not that year. So I did speak up. And this was all the ZOMs in the 19 distribution centers. We're sitting there evaluating the direct reports. So because belonging is no longer my regulator, I don't give a fuck. The right thing is the right thing to do. There you have it. So that's self-regulation. So the difference is you don't speak up. Now somebody don't get the rating that they deserve. Somebody gets shitted on in the family, personally or professionally, because your chicken shit ass is worried about what the group gonna think. The group ain't gonna think because they are wired for survival. They're not using their prefrontal cortex. It is irrational as shit. It is, do I like them or not? I don't give a fuck. I have helped many an employee that I didn't like. What that got to do with them doing the right thing? Many a soldier that I didn't like. My personal feelings ain't got shit to do with the right thing because the hard right over the easy wrong is always the right thing to do because that's what real leaders do. So an untrained brain confuses social discomfort with survival danger. And a trained brain recognizes social discomfort as information. My body is just telling me the group probably ain't going to approve. Okay. Got it. I told y'all when I was dating and someone would sit across the table from me while we were dining and they would tell me they had a wig preference. They never saw that wig again. Yeah, I think you look better in that. You should wear. You don't have alopecia. You're not about to tell me what to wear. What happened to all them long wigs? They there. You just ain't gonna see them. We ain't had social media back then, so you just won't see me in a long. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But if you wear that red lipstick and you put that blonde wig on, okay, you gonna see me in no lipstick and brown hair, or 1B 33 with little highlights in it. You're not about to be trying to make me into something else. Ain't shit wrong with me. I'm beautifully and wonderfully made as I'm is. No one asked you for your fashion advice. You want to give somebody fashion advice? Go work for one of the fashion houses. Well, I'm saying, when my homeboys see you, they're going to want to slide me their number. That's what's going to happen. You might want to watch that one over there. He keep looking at me every time we're together. So that part. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I can do much better here. No, you can't. Y'all friends. Y'all at the same level. That's a lateral move. I'll go up, not down. This is lateral. Okay. Anyway, that was me back in the day. Signs you are shifting from untrained to trained. You're shifting. You stop explaining yourself unnecessarily. As women, we are trained to over-explain. Fuck that. Use less words. They say less, say less. You don't feel compelled to be like everyone else. I do not. I don't like doppelgangers. When people say, I'm going to be just like you. No, be just like you. Don't be just like me. You could be just like me. You would die after 30 days of having to do what I do on a daily basis. Don't put yourself through that. Silence doesn't threaten you. We could be quiet. We're very quiet in our house when things are not, once we're done with lives. We could, hey, you go and have lunch, hours of silence. You don't lower your standards to reduce tension. If you miss the 8 p.m. deadline over here, you go back. You start over. And if you do it twice at that level, you go back to the previous level. That's that. That creates friction. But what I know to be true, because this ain't the first time people have had to go back, people are better when they go back. Because now they got reflection. They're like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to make some adjustments in my life and everything. Okay, cool. You're going to be better. And you can tolerate disapproval without emotional collapse. I have been live 836 days. And in 836 days, I have been talking to myself. But you know what I haven't done? I haven't shown people how I can still do the one leg up at 52. I haven't been like, okay, now here go your brain exercise. Yes, I haven't had no music in the background. None of that. Haven't been talking. I saw a person talking about the brain putting makeup on. I blocked her. The fuck do this? And if she really was sincere, she would know that if you try to teach somebody about the brain, this is a distraction. And you got to eliminate distractions when you teach it. Because some people paying attention to my neck and what color makeup I'm putting on and this, and you're not really listening to what I'm saying. But she getting views because she doing a brain makeup tutorial. No, just talk about the brain and be okay with 16 people being on your lives. Go ahead and be real. And so this is a regulated ACC plus neutral SGACC baseline. That's that. That's what's happening. So social judging, signaling is not the problem. Misinterpreting it is the problem. You got to ask yourself today, do you want to be excellent or do you want to be accepted? Because you can't do both. You can't do both. Because when you become excellent, you won't need acceptance anymore. You won't feel like something is missing from your life and you just need some people around you. You need your gangbangers with you. That's what you need, your crew, your retinue. That's what you need. Because the standard is this. If they want you to jump in, what are their 86 billion neurons doing? Now you got a metric. You can look at them. That TikTok sound, is that your man? He mine. And I'm going to stick with him. Why are you sticking with these people? What are they offering you? Membership. And then what? I got membership on YouTube. It's called Bad Motherfuckingness over there. You're going to be able to access all 86 billion of your neurons so that you could be a bad mofo in your everyday life. That's a one hell of a membership for less than, do I want to be excellent or accepted? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because what is acceptance? And I'm closing because I got to pee. Let me ask you this question and be honest, because that's one of the 74 principles of real leadership. What has being accepted gotten you thus far? What has it gotten you? I'm about to put this on. I got lipstick on. That's not going to work. What has it gotten you? Being accepted. Dumbing it down. Lowering your standards. For belonging, approval, status, acceptance, and identity. What you got for that? And before you answer, what did your brain get from it? I don't want to hear about a house and a car and a job. What did your brain get? Daisy. Tiffany already said. Tiffany, you were supposed to put your ... So go back and put your ... and then do nothing. Okay. Lacey, you have to put your ... like Monique, Cosmic Fairy loves travel, and Daisy. Put your ... nothing and nowhere. And then put it. So you got nothing. When you're supposed to get community, that's a good one. Support, help, wasted time, wasted neurons, absolutely nothing, Lacey says. So then it wasn't given what it was supposed to have gave. You want your time back. So nothing. So you spent your however many thousands of days, hundreds of days, just old talk. And you didn't walk away with one neural pathway. Okay. Now, for the people who have decided to transition from survival to thrival, let me ask you this, even if you've just been watching me. What has your brain gotten from this? You just pick one thing. You want to type more, you can. What have you gotten from this exchange? This excellent exchange. I'll drink water. And this is a leap of faith for me to even ask this question. But I'm challenging myself at an even higher level, 2 levels up. 2 levels up. Neurological benefits over here. Brain care. That wind is cutting up. That's the one thing about living in the desert. That wind is brutal. I told you I almost lost the wig in Target parking lot when I first got here because I didn't know about the windy season. He got caught in the door. When I got in the car, I thought somebody trying to take me out. Baines was up here. I walked away drained. I have gotten so much clarity in thinking, and I know I can be excellent. Thank you for that, Lacey. Yep. Baines was back here. And here was in the door. Had a long wig on that day. Good morning, Linda. And Monique said, strengthening my discernment, neural clarity, which is more than before working with you. Nurse Wells said, understanding emotion is data and how to process the data. Yes, it was a terrible time. That's why I have headband wigs for the windy season. I have to check the wind before I go outside. If it's windy, I got to tie my wig tighter, put it in this extra hoop loop, or put a headband wig on. Now I want excellence in everything, is what Tiffany said, and Monique said, strengthening and awareness of my behaviors and reflection. Okay, now why did I ask y'all that question? Because I don't need kudos. Because you have a frame of reference now. So now when you engage with another adult, you can feel your insula, especially if you've been around for a couple months, your insula is going to start sending you notifications that something is up. You'll have heart palpitations or warmth, sweating, a nice little calm, peace, serene feeling. And it's going to send that notification to the ACC for processing. And that, as we learned from last week, is where the conflict comes into play. Does this match? So now you can start asking yourself, is this person trying to make me part of the tribe, or are they ensuring my excellence? You can get your own standard there. And what is excellence for you is different for everybody. But are they going to contribute to your brain development, brain gain or brain drain with this whole come and be around us? For what exactly? More of the same, MOTS? Or are we actually going to be building neural pathways? Are we actually going to be creating Hebb's law, fire and wire, synaptic connections, neurons that fire together, wire together, and they stay together? Growth. Are you going to be fulfilled neurologically when you leave? Or are you going to leave empty? You're going to leave on E. You're going to show up on full. They're going to pick your brain, use all your information, and then kick you out, only for you to go get full somewhere else and come back and pour into them while they literally let you do it and leave. That's what this is about. This is about setting a standard, because this is the only way that it changes, is that you make a decision to do the neural reps, you strengthen your brain, and then you say, if you want to be around me, you want to jump into my brain, you want to jump into my gang, you got to be on full on your brain. You can't come in here with this low emotional baseline. You can't come over here with this dysregulation and this survivalness and this comfort, and you just want us to say, no, you keep that shit over there if you want to be over here. And that's why it's taken me 12 years, because I'm unwilling to lower my standards. For what? And now I know it's neurological and you just want me to keep you company while you decorate your comfort zone. No, I will not be doing that. I will give you an excavator and a sledgehammer to dismantle that comfort zone here, or give you the neurological resources to go get it yourself. I'm not telling you what curtains to put on your comfort wall. I'm not telling you what comfortable couches you can get off a shin and sit on down with a Snuggie and do absolutely nothing. No. So many people are living and we need what's in their brain and we can't access it because they're too busy with this fucking social Jeopardy signaling. They're going to get ostracized from the group. Nothing happens good in a group. Nothing. Get 10 people together. They're going to break off into smaller groups anyway. So you'd be better off. That's why we have a default mode network. If we were meant to be around each other all the damn time, we would have a group mode network. We wouldn't have a default mode network by ourselves. It would be more time with the group. But people want to avoid that default mode network. That's why they're with the group, because it feels safer than being with your own thoughts. That shit is scary as hell. Now you find out you cool for Cocoa Puffs. Oh well. That's what that's about. Avoidance of me. Avoidance of me. I can do this. Silence is deafening. Wow, that's what friendship was. Just an emotional drain. Always pouring, no input. There you go, Lacey. You can go use that time for much more neurologically fulfilling anything. A nap is better than being around them, because you're going to refresh your brain after a nap. I'm going to go to sleep. I think I'm going to take it. You going to come? Now I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take a REM nap. So no, I will still be asleep when y'all done with that. That's what needs to take place. So the brain is not wired for excellence. It's a DIY project for all of your life. It's up to you to be excellent, because success is where the dysregulated brain stops. It does not. The floor don't. You know how, if you ever been in an elevator and it's the penthouse, but you got to have a key to push the button. You can't just go directly, or the concierge has to push it for you. That's excellence. Everybody don't have access to the penthouse. You can get to them regular floors, but once it starts saying PH1, PH2, PH2, you gotta do some extra shit, extra access, and sometimes it's a whole different elevator that just goes express, take you right up to your floor. You ever see that? It opens up to people's actual apartment, condo, whatever you want to call it. There you go. That's what's happening. So everybody got these little regular shits they doing. But in order, first of all, for you to be able to pay for a penthouse, live in the penthouse, and have that security, you got to do a bunch of shit. That's what excellence in the brain is, if you need a physical representation. So yeah, I don't fuck with a lot of people. You can't get me live no more. I mean, in person. In person meaning I want to meet you with you. Send me an email. I know how to read. If it's important, get you on the phone. Let me see what the emails say first. You're not getting me on the phone. You're not getting me I used to do Zoom one-on-ones way back in 2014, 15, 16, before you even knew what Zoom was. I was already on Zoom, saw about it. Saw it in the Wall Street Journal, jumped on it back then. Now everybody's Zooming, but that's because of COVID. So I was 5 years early on that alone. My point is that the brain was not wired for excellence. It's a DIY project. It starts with neural reps. If that resonates with you, message me on Instagram. I will send you the information over there on your 7-day neural reps so you can get into these levels to get on my level. Because I'm not coming back down to y'all's. I don't know that I was ever there, but I would have to be there because of job, army, and that shit. And I don't have to do that shit no more, so I'm not going to. I'm not coming back down because there's nothing down there but comfort. I'm good. Only time you need to be comfortable is when you're sleeping, recovering from a medical event, or on your way out of here and you're about to check out, and it's not going to matter anyway. Other than that, you don't need comfort. That is the YouTube subscription. So here, let me just, I'm a Nurse Wells. Let me just flip this around and show you so you'll know. Wrong button. That's not it. This is it. It's levels. You have to start at level 1 on Instagram doing a 7-day free trial, 60-second neural reps. Then after you do that, you get an invite from me to level up on Instagram for 30 more days consecutively. And then you earn your way to a YouTube level 3 membership. And then after 90 days, you get an invite for level 4, which is 180 days, for a total of 307 days. And then you get to level 5, which is also on YouTube as well. And that's when you start doing the real leader work to refine and define your excellence. So that's what the process. Now, there is a YouTube membership just at a membership level to watch certain videos. Anybody can do that. But where the hell is the button at for me? Here we go. Live on YouTube and TikTok is different, so I get the buttons confused. So you can be a member on YouTube and watch videos that are just for members only, but level 3, 4, and 5 subscriptions happen, or membership happens after level 1 and level 2 on Instagram. So let me know if I've answered your question. Everybody starts with a 7-day free trial. You can't jump and pay. Yes, ma'am. You start on Instagram. And I know there are people who don't like Instagram, and I'm not really particularly fond of it. That doesn't matter. That's a test to see. Some people have had to reactivate their Instagram accounts to do it. So it's, do you want excellence? So it starts at the beginning. If you want excellence, you will go to Instagram and you will do what I said. If you don't, then you won't. Then you can go, I'm not here to make it easy for you. It's been easy your whole life and comfortable your whole life. I specialize in discomfort on purpose because I've never seen excellence come out of comfort. Not one time. The brain doesn't operate that way. If you start with comfort, you're going to keep seeking comfort. When you start with discomfort, then you expect that. And the final thing that I will say is that by now, those of you who have been around for a minute, you probably are noticing how many people you thought were like that. And now you're going, they like that? That's why I don't follow nobody. Because when you find out what real excellence is, you are like, ooh, that's it? That's all? And if you haven't gotten there, you will. Give it about 90 more days. You're going to be not impressed at all. You're like, ooh, that. I can see how you might think but that ain't shit because of what you're doing every day. So you're going to start looking at this one thing that they threw out there. And you're like, that took you 270 days to do? Every day you worked on it for 270 days? You was 9 months in? Is that how y'all did that? It'll happen. All right, I will be live, and today we will be talking about on YouTube the ACC and the OFC and how they work together in a dysregulated brain and a regulated brain. So just so you know, these terms are interchangeable. So when I say untrained brain, everything is dysregulated in an untrained brain. And when I say a trained brain, I'm saying a regulated brain, just so you can get that going forward. All right. You all go off and have a brain-tastic day. God willing, higher power in the universe. I will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place, safe space. Different brain t-shirt. Take care.